Hello, hello, hello. Hi, friends. Hello there. Hello, friends. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome. Listen, can we please just have a heart to heart for a minute? And what I want you to do is to grab your coffee or grab your tea, or if you're like me, you have already reheated your coffee 3 times today. Welcome, welcome. Guys, I wanted to hop on because something has been on my heart, and I've been feeling that someone watching this needs to hear this. Can I please just ask you a question? Have you ever looked at your life and thought, how in the heck did I get here? Not in a bad way necessarily, but just one of those moments that you realize that you've spent so much time taking care of everyone else, checking all the boxes, being strong, showing up, that somewhere along the way you stopped showing up for yourself. I've been there. There was a time that I thought that surviving was just enough. I thought if I could make it through another day, that I was doing okay. But I wasn't really living. I wasn't fully me. I was not being myself. What changed wasn't that my circumstances, suddenly became perfect. It was that I started doing the inner work. I started asking myself different questions. I started believing that maybe I wasn't finished becoming and evolving. And that journey completely changed my life. And it wasn't overnight, but it was one decision at a time. And that's why I created Unleash Her. I wanted to create the kind of community that I really wished I had been a part of years ago. A place where women don't have to pretend to have it all together. A place where we can go to celebrate each other instead of comparing, instead of competing, where we laugh, cry, and grow together, cheer each other on, and remind one another that we're capable of so much more than what we have been believing about ourselves. The Unleash Her experience isn't about becoming someone different. It's about remembering the woman you were before the fear, before the disappointment and the self-doubt, or the life that convinced you to play small. For 8 weeks, we're going to walk together in this journey. I'm so excited. We're going to have real conversation. We're going to challenge our old beliefs. Okay. We're going to celebrate these little wins that eventually become big breakthroughs. We're going to build our confidence and we're going to dream again. And honestly, we're going to have so much freaking fun because healing doesn't have to be heavy all of the time. One of my favorite things to watch is when a woman comes into the program saying, I don't even know who I am anymore. And a few weeks later, she's smiling differently. She's standing a little taller, speaking up, walking into the room with more confidence, feeling good about herself. That's what lights me up. And then something beautiful starts to happen. And you begin to realize that your story matters, not because it's perfect and not because you have all the answers, but because You've lived through something that someone else is trying to survive right now. That's exactly why I created the Unleash Her anthology. Thank you, beautiful. I love you guys. I created this so that ordinary women, that's what I felt like before, could become published authors by sharing extraordinary stories of courage, healing, and hope. Some of our women, our first anthology, they never imagined that they would write a book. Many of them told me, I'm not a writer. I mean, I said the same thing. And I smiled every time because I knew I wasn't looking for writers. I'm looking for women with heart, women that are willing to be honest, women willing to say that if my story helps just one person, it's worth sharing. And together, we become international best-selling authors. Yes, we did. And it was very exciting. But you know what even meant more to me was watching them saying, I really did that. Watching their confidence grow. Watching these women stop introducing themselves by their pain and start introducing themselves as authors and as leaders and as women with purpose. That's a real transformation. It's never about just publishing a book. It's about reinventing yourself. It's about becoming the woman who says yes to opportunities instead of talking herself out of them, like I used to always do. It's about believing that your best chapters aren't behind you, that they're still being written. And maybe your next chapter includes becoming a published author. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe your next chapter is simply learning to believe in yourself again. Either way, I want you to know that there is a place for you here. And if you've been feeling this little tug on your heart, that whisper that is saying, there's more for me, please don't ignore it. Sometimes that quiet whisper is exactly where your next chapter begins. And if you're curious about this Unleash Her experience, or if you've been wondering if your story is one that should be shared, I would love to have a conversation with you. No pressure, no sales pitch, just two women talking about what's possible. So, you know what? Type the word unleash in the comments or send me a message. I'd love to hear your story. I would love to have a chat with you. And before you go, I got to tell you this. It's never too late. It is never too late. You are never too old. I did not get started until my 50s. You're not behind. You're not too broken. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to have the courage to take the next step. And sometimes you can't do that on your own. You need someone standing beside you that supports you and believes in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. That is where mentors come in. The mentors that helped me, Bob Proctor from the movie The Secret, Kathleen Cameron, the manifestation queen. They were my partner in this journey of my growth and my expansion. And after becoming a four-time author, two-time international best-selling author. I'm here to help you. So what are you waiting for? You waiting for all the right circumstances to be just in place before you make your move? And that's where I was until I was hit with a bunch of contrast in my life that woke me up. You just need courage and you need someone to believe in you. And a year from now, we might be celebrating your first book, your first speaking event, or even just the fact that you finally chose yourself. Either way, I'm going to be cheering you on every step of the way. And I want you to know that your story matters and what you've been through, you are here to share. This is your gift. It's all up to you. You have to make the decision. You make a decision and you decide, I'm not living this way. I'm making changes in my life and I'm ready to become that person and not struggle anymore. No more struggling. I love you all and I believe in you. I believe in your story and your story matters. It's time for you. It's time for you all. I love you. Reach out and let's chat soon.